once again. It is, like it is very wonderful to know that you are having a kind of review of what you did, what I explained yesterday. And this is how you can learn very quickly, because like you yesterday you were only listening, and today you are speaking about what you have learned yesterday, and this is a very good practice for you, so that you remember things that, like I explained, or something that you have read, or something you have heard about STEAM education. So today I'll share the screen today. I think my computer works today, so I will share my screen and then I'll explain. These are the screen is only, like for you to have a look at it, and then and then you can understand what I am talking about, and we can have more conversation in between, more interaction in between, a more, like if you have anything to ask, you are most welcome. As I said, you can raise your hand, and then if someone can see, because once I share the screen I cannot see you. So if you have something to ask, please raise your hand, and ma'am will like let me know, like if someone like has raised hand or not. So that'll in that way, it'll be easy for me also, and then for you also. Okay, you don't have to wait until the end, because by the end you might forget, and it'll be very late for you also. Okay, so I'll be sharing screen. I think I'll put off my video, because sometimes, like internet may not be supporting or supportive. Okay, I'll just use my microphone. Okay. Uh okay, let me share the screen with you. So I hope hopefully this works today. Mm, let me know if you can see or not. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
yesterday we did up to here. So what is team, and then we discussed so many things. So today we'll talk about a little bit about, like how children will know, after I talk about STEAM education, and then little explanation, and then I'll talk about how children will learn about STEAM. So today is the second day, 7th December, and I have brought what Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest artists of that time, what he had said. So he said, to develop a complete mind, study the science of art and study the art of science. So learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. So this is a saying by Leonardo da Vinci. I think most of you have heard about da Vinci. So and I think you all know about Mona Lisa's picture, portrait. So he was the one who, like made Mona Lisa's picture. So he said, like science is, like study the science of art and art of science. So yes, very true, because it is very, very linked. Science and art is very closely related and very, very much linked. So STEAM, again, I will briefly talk about it, because it is also you need to know, like basic things, and more of, like what it is, and like it's a very comprehensive and multidisciplinary approach to education. So we have lots of, like so many subjects about like the disciplines, I would say. And then we can say it multidisciplinary approach in to education also, as we all know, discussed yesterday also, that it integrates science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, and is known as STEAM education. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So, and then it takes advantage of the innate connections. And that means innate means inborn. Okay. So sometimes, like we have a different kind of connection with ourselves, and across the fields of to promote critical thinking. So if like I really want to become an artist, like I have that skill, so I have the knowledge, and I want to work more towards it. And if you are talking about want to become a mathematician, then you'll be more prone to become a mathematician. So we need to think about all these disciplines in such a way that we have to understand that that's what critical thinking is about. You have to understand, you have to explore, you have to know, you have to learn, and as I said yesterday, and solve the problem, and it is a teamwork. You cannot achieve anything, if you are working alone. So teamwork is very important, the collaborative work is very important, and then create problem solving. So it is not only critical thinking. At the same time, you should be able to be very creative, so that you are being creative and solving the problem at the same time. So STEAM also explains a bit more of being, having a multidisciplinary approach in education. So why is STEAM? We talk a lot about STEAM every time. So why is it so important? Because our future means the children, the coming, the young children, that relies on new solutions to help people and planet. Of course, if the children know, how to use STEAM, the disciplines that STEAM has, then we can always look for solutions to help people and the planet. So if, for example, say if you're talking about global warming, we talk a lot about global warming. So so how are we going to solve the problem if we are having problem in globally? And it also prepares students for an ever changing workforce. So the we are having lots of workforce in the market, in the world. And how are these students being prepared for this changing workforce? Because they have to have certain skills, they have to have certain knowledge about the way they are brought up, and the way they come across to the towards these kind of the five disciplines of education. And of course, it engages students in learning. So it's not only that students are learning, but they are engaged themselves, to learn about it. So they have to have something in their hand. They have to have, uh, they have to feel it, they have to touch it, they have to see it, they have to, using all the sense organs, and then the skills and the knowledge that you have. So you should be, the students should be engaged in their learning. So these 3 points I have brought here. It can be, you can have more than that. And now, what's the benefit of or benefits of STEAM education? Now, those students who participate in STEAM learning, there are so many students nowadays. If you see the young children, very young children, the way they learn is different than the way we learned when we were children. So they think out of the box. The students who participate in STEAM, it is not only the thing that they have learned. It is they go beyond that, means they think out of the box. So, and then their ideas and their creativity comes out, and at the same time they feel very safe to express innovative and creative ideas. So if you are a STEAM student, if you are learning STEAM, so you'll be able to express, new ideas, very creative ideas, and you are not being hesitant to express your ideas and being innovative. So we are being making these young children the innovators of the future, and the ideas they have are very creative. So, and they also feel very comfortable doing hands-on learning. Now, STEAM always deals with hands-on learning. They have to have something in their hand in order to talk about STEAM. So we always say that hands-on learning is very important for students who are STEAM learning, who are participating in STEAM learning. And they are the ones who take the ownership over their learning. So I have done this, my learning is this, so I know so much about this, I want to show you, my creation is this, my innovation is this. So they always have the ownership of their learning. And of course, they work collaboratively with others. As I said earlier, that you need to work very closely with others in order to show your learning, in order to bring out your ideas, in order to solve the problems very creatively, and understand the ways, all these the five disciplines, and to work together. So you are using science, math, and arts, and technology and engineering, of course, and then work together with each other and then bring out your ideas. So uh, and being innovative in a different way. Every individual is different, everyone has different ideas, everyone learn differently, everyone bring out the ideas differently. So we cannot compare with each other. So each and every student's ideas are different than each other. So whatever they create, whatever they have within themselves, their learnings are different with each other. So, and then they become increasingly curious about the world around them, of course, how the world has been formed. Now if you look at the world, there are so many things. Technology, talk about technology, talk about science, talk about engineering, talk about arts. There are so many things that new ideas have come up nowadays. You can see that, for simple example is, I can give of myself, is that I paint sometimes. Okay, that is my passion. I draw and I paint at the same time. And then, when I'm doing that, I learn so many techniques, painting techniques, and the paints that I have, and the creation of colors, combining the colors, different colors, and then having a new color. So, and the way you paint, it's not necessary that you have the same old style of painting. So you can use different paintings in order to create your own ideas, and you feel empowered to change it for the better. Now if you are aware, if you have the strength, you have learned about STEAM, and then you are so confident, you become so confident about yourself, and about your own creation, and then you feel empowered to change it for the better. Of course, we always feel empowered if we learn, if we comprehend something, if we use that, if you work in team, in a very collaborative way, to bring out our ideas, and then you get empowered at the end, and then you want to make, bring changes. So these are few benefits of STEAM education. If you look at it, if you want to add some more, if you want to share it more than these, you can do it later on. Okay, we'll interact with each other, and then we'll share among ourselves. Now again, talking about innovation, like lots many times we talk about innovation, but that innovation goes beyond creating new technology. So sometimes, in simple example, we can talk about the technology we see around ourselves. Now, for example, say you can talk about your mobile phones, or you can talk about your laptops. So you can see in the market every now and then we have new phones, new laptops with, we call it smartphones, smart laptops, and that these technologies are increasing, and developed, and uh, in the market, when you see someone using a new phone, with the new technologies, you always want a new one, you want to buy a new one. Now before, we used to have a very small, very in Nokia, I still remember that one Nokia phone where we can only talk on the phone, over the phone, but we don't have any applications there. Now you have lots of applications, and these are the technology that we have is very very innovative and very very difficult. Sometimes it is very difficult. If I talk about myself, sometimes I find it very difficult, because I don't use all these the apps that a phone has. So, and one of the most important factors is resolving today's most urgent issues. Now what are the issues that you come across? How do you resolve those issues? And you guarantee a sustainable healthy future in is innovation. So if you really want to have a sustainable future, for example, say cancer, a kind of like a disease that was incurable before, now you can see many cancer patients are cured, and then they are free of cancer. So, and and we feel very good to hear about people being free of cancer. And now you can imagine that so many people were dying before from cancer. Now you can get a treatment, so you have a hope of living a healthy future. So, and that all happens because of innovation. The medication, the medicines that you have, the technology that you have in health field. So to guarantee that future generations have the ability to continue and expand upon this inventive effort. Of course, the more they learn about STEAM, the more they think critically, and they create their own ideas in every field. It doesn't have to be only in health field. It can be in different field, in education, in business, in in farming also. Even in farming, we talk about lots of we lot talk a lot about agro farming, like where we always love to have very um, like vegetables which are where pesticides are not used. So we always look for a healthy life. So, and you want to expand these kind of ideas, these kind of your creation, and then uh, make ourselves live in a very healthy world. So because of STEAM, like we think, as I mentioned earlier, that as we think out of the box, and then we create things that are very, very important for us, and which can sustain as well as and then have a very healthy future for the generations to come. Talking about embracing the power of STEAM in education. So why we talk about so much about STEAM education all the time? So STEAM education in like it is becoming very popular. It's not only among the teachers; it is also with the parents and the students, of course. And they know, and they have understood the importance of it, and they are trying to integrate the arts and sciences into the learning process. So it is not about science. Before we only used to talk about sciences. Now we talk about like arts that is being integrated in science, and this has become a learning process. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry. And then and it STEAM education, and like um, when we were studying about STEAM, like we were thinking so much, like how we can incorporate and like or integrate these five disciplines in our daily life. But we don't have to think about it because it comes very naturally. So because it is your creativity, the students creativity, only thing is that you need to encourage those students, and the way they think has to go beyond like the regular thinking, and then invention by incorporating the arts into STEM courses. So A has played a very vital role, very pivotal role, I would say, in STEM. So the children, the students are learning things in such an in a very, very creative and very artistic way. And not only that, like they're and for the children are provided with their abilities, like which is required to prosper in a world that is changing quickly. Now if you are a person, like if you look at your students and you feel that your students are not like learning as they should be learning, or if you're thinking that the students are not like being creative enough, so you should be able to encourage them, like give them, provide them hands-on activities in the classroom, so they can create their own ideas, and they can use those ideas, those creative ideas, and then bring out something new. Okay. And this STEAM education, like professionals, parents, and students, like they should always be working together. It's not only the teachers, it's not only the students working together. It should be teachers, students, parents, communities. So that they can build a kind of a world, build a kind of a community where they can learn from each other. And though the sentence is pretty long, I'll just explain it. And then they should be embracing the synergy of the arts and sciences as team, and which kind of gains traction in order to foster love of learning. So I always, if I am if I'm having STEAM education in my learning, then I will be loving that learning so much, because you will be able to think, and then you will be able to promote interdisciplinary thinking. So what are the things that I am using? What are the things I am internalizing, and how am I thinking about it? So do you think that your thoughts are being very creative? So do I think a little different than others or not? And at the same time, you are enabled, enabling the next generation, means the generation that comes, our youngsters, like the small children. And we make very significant contributions in a range of fields. So we are, through this STEAM education, we are making lots of contributions. Yesterday also I mentioned about AI, artificial intelligence, why it has become so important, because it is a creation. It is something that we think beyond our, imagination. We never thought that, oh, no, AI will work so fast. AI will create something that you've never thought of having in our lives. So look at, in the past 20 years to 30 years, we can see that lots of changes have happened in different fields, not only in science, and it's in technology, in engineering, in arts and maths. We can see that arts was not included, but still we can feel it, we can see it. But only thing is that you need to integrate arts in all these four disciplines. So we should always embrace, the power of STEAM. So I should think a little differently than others. I should be more creative, even if once I enter the classroom, specifically when you are like teaching young learners. So what am I going to do today? You don't have to think like that, because the idea should come very, very fast and very, very quickly, because children are always wanting to do something new. So give them something, ask them to create from the material that you provide. And they will use their imagination, they will use their creativity, and they can quickly, like make something out of it. If you give them one, for example, say if you give them a box, a cardboard box, and ask them to make something out of it, and using their creativity, that these children will start doing something. Some will tear the box, some will make it in a different shape, some will crush it, some will, I don't know, some will color it. So each and every child use their creativity to make something out of it. So don't, like go into the classroom, especially as I said, with the in the like when you are teaching small young learners, you don't have to think, you just have in your mind. So let them, learn as it comes. You don't have to teach them. They are learning by, like doing something on their own. So their creativity comes automatically. And I think that is very important when we are with the young learners. So let's embrace STEAM in our education, so we can have lots of creative ideas, innovative ideas. Now, I am going to talk about from this slide. I'm going to talk about how, the children, and how we can use, children use the STEAM components or STEAM disciplines, and they understand it. Okay. So, do you have any questions up to here? Has anyone raised hand?
No, ma'am, up to now.
Okay. Now, talking about children. Now, we all know, I don't know how many of you are aware of STEAM learning, because it starts very early. We are not aware. We are not taking notice of children learning STEAM very early. They learn from very, very early age. And it is not about showing an infant or toddler flashcards teaching equations. We are not going to do that. We are giving them something, like hands-on things. Let them touch it, let them break it, let them fix it, let them like color it, let them crush it, let them like give it to them. So they should have hands-on things which they do every day. We are not going to give like organized flashcards, like and equations. You don't have to do that. And when I say hands on, like when you give them hands on, they will examine the shape. Okay, they'll start looking at it. What kind of shape is it? Circle, square, rectangle, even though they don't know. Give it to them. So they will start looking at it. And as I said, if you give them cardboard boxes, they will start making different shapes. It doesn't have to be very proper shape. Like say how I've used houses here. Now they're not going to build a house in a proper house, but they are trying to build a house. Or say they will start playing kitchen if you give them leaves, if you give them plants, if they or if you give them vegetables, bring if you bring vegetables in the classroom, they will start playing kitchen. Okay, so kitchen where they've seen their mothers cooking in the kitchen. So they will, or if you have like you are giving them utensils, they will use it. Different kinds of say for example, say bowls or some sticks, or they'll start playing with that. So their way of creating these comes automatically because they are thinking so quickly, and they are thinking what they have seen in their daily life. So like pouring liquids, like they will pour liquids and other materials. It's not, you don't have to tell them, okay, you are giving them water, and then you tell them, oh, pour water in a glass. You don't have to say it. They'll do it. They can pour it on the floor, they can pour it on the carpet, they can pour it on the in the glass. And not only liquids, any other materials. Okay, and then filling and emptying containers from one to another, like they use the containers of different sizes, and mixing colors to create new colors. As I said, like children always love to play with colors. So they're like and their hands and their fingers and their palms are usually we play with colors, and they like love using different colors. And when children play, like they always explore. If you see small children, if you have at home also, you watch your children at home, and they always love to play and explore and build skills and theories around about the world. Sorry. So they are. What happens next? So I can give you a simple example of what it means is, so for example, say watch, like if you give them a watch, you can see that the you can hear the sound of the second like needle. So it goes tick tick tick, the sound produced by the needle that you have in a watch. So the child might be wondering, okay, how it works, how does it move, like, and they start observing it very very keenly. And they will know, like, okay, so they are trying to build something like that. Or say they've seen a kind of a phone at home, or they start making a phone out of a box. And then they start like creating something like a phone. Or they want like the shape they see whether it's a rectangle shape or a square shaped. So they start creating that. So when the children are playing, most of the time they are exploring, and the skills they build and the theories about the world. So this is very important. Let them do it. Let them feel it. So we always encourage children, teachers, to give hands-on things or activities, I would say. Now, talking about science, now I want to like go through one at a time, because I want to explain little things, and then later on we can share in how you feel about it. So when we talk about S is science, so children are natural scientists. We are all scientists. We all create something. We are not. I'm not going to talk about Einstein or Newton or Madame Curie. But besides these big scientists, we are all natural scientists because we know what happens next. So children also do the same because they are also scientists, they are natural scientists. So they try to figure out how the world works. So engaging series of steps called scientific method. So they learn from others. Okay, what is happening? If you go out and if it rains, what happens? You wear a raincoat, you carry an umbrella. So if you look into the sky, like up the sky and then see the clouds, you know that it's going to rain. If you see black clouds, children know that it's going to rain because you've told them. They've seen rain. Okay. And children always watch the adults, and what other adults do and what other children do. They always try to copy and see, want to repeat what they've seen, and by asking questions and seeing the results. I think your children also ask in the classroom or at home. So why the moon is so bright today? They may ask. They don't see moon all the time so bright. So during the full moon day, they will see the moon very bright. So they will ask why the moon is so bright. Or say they will say today the moon is round in shape. So after some time you don't see the moon always in the round shape. So it slowly disappears because it darkens. So they will ask so many things. If and like the girls, and specifically the girls are watching their mothers, the mothers wearing makeups, the mothers wearing like this the clothes, and trying to imitate the mothers, and the boys may be imitating the fathers. So how does the father speak, how does the father eat, what does he do? So they always try to repeat what the adults do. So whatever you do, and we should always encourage with them to do things very positively. If you are talking very shout, or if you are shouting at them, they will also learn the same thing. If you talk with them in a very in a loving way, they will learn that. So similarly in science also, talking about science also, they will copy what you are doing. So we have to engage these children with the works that we deal in about science in the classroom. So what is science for you? Take them out. Mostly I've seen in school, in specifically in Nepal, what happens is that the early childhood children, very small children, are not taken out of the classroom. And when I asked them why you don't take children out, and they said like they may fall, because you know that Nepal has schools in hills, and they don't want to take them out. And I said, if you don't take them out, how will you teach them science? They should feel it. They should feel the wind. They should feel the sun. They should feel the hotness. They should feel the coldness. They should feel everything to talk about science. The color, there are so many things, shapes and sizes. So we always have to teach them very naturally, and they are natural scientists. Now, talking about T's technology, where we can use very simple tools, like very simple tools. You don't have to buy expensive tools, expensive materials, I would say. So when we talk about technology, we don't have to talk about mobile phones, very expensive mobile phones or laptops. It's just a man-made object, simple objects. Okay. So we can talk about the simple tools such as pulleys, wheels, levers, scissors, and ramps. So these are very simple things that we can we can teach the small children about. And then because it supports children's cognitive development. Why it helps with the cognitive development is because they observe. And sorry, the spelling is incorrect there. Okay, there's a typo over there. Observe and learn from underlying cause and effects. Now what happens? So if you give them a stick and something, the cap of a bottle, and they will try to make a kind of vehicle, or as you can see in the picture, like these are the ice cream popsicles, and then there's a rubber band, and then you make a kind of aeroplane. So if you teach them, like they can easily make it. They'll try to make it. So, and how it moves. Even with paper, you can give them small papers or boxes or balls or sticks, and then ask them to make something that they can use it. So simple technologies, like these, will allow children to understand how tools help accomplish tasks. So how do you do that? So it is your duty, your way of like making them understand technology. So use very simple things. As I said, if they really want to play with wheels, we just use one stick and a cap of some tin box, and then just fix it with with a needle over there, and then you can use it as a like a wheel, and then they just hold on to the stick, and then they just move the wheel. So this is how you are using technology for the children, and children can easily understand how you are helping them to understand technology. So you use very simple tools or simple materials where they can have like understand technology. Now, similarly, when we talk about engineering part, so engineering is more or less it is designing, crafting, and building. We all know that. So if you give them a cardboard box and then they ask them to develop something out of it, they can. They can build something, they can design, they can craft, and they will understand. Like it will understand. It helps them to understand how and why things work like that. So in the picture, I brought a picture from this preschool engineering activity. And so you can see there, you have given a box, and then usually I give them boxes and cardboard boxes and make a hole in it, and they can, and given a ball, and they can, like play with the ball, trying to, like send the ball inside that hole. So like design is, when we talk about most of the teachers, like when we train the teacher, they ask what's the difference between technology and engineering. Technology and engineering is design, whereas technology is to design that something, some kind of tool, some kind of material, or some kind of object. You are using different methods. So there's a bit difference between lots of, no, I won't say bit, but lots of difference between technology and engineering, though it looks very similar. Okay, so when the children design and build with blocks or put together railroad tracks, they are acting like engineers. Or I have written here, they are acting engineers. So I can may, like put lots of sticks, like and make a railway track or railroad road tracks. So you can stick, or like have all the sticks glued together, and then try to show them with the railroad tracks. So they can build, construct a house of sand. Then, like if you have beach, Sri Lanka has beach. So many such lovely beaches you have. So if you are asking, if you take your children to towards the sea, and then you can ask them to build a house of sand, so they can easily do. And pillows like cardboard, and then are solving structural problems, and they are the ones, who can build and like demolish again and again, build that house until and unless they are successful. So they have a kind of structural, like a mind, I would say, and they create something like engineers do. And then when they figure out, like how pile of sticks and rocks block stream of water, like when we see we do this most of the time when we have like a rice planting, okay, in I think it is in June, July. So when we take the children to plant rice, and we teach them how to block like the stream of water, so they will learn, like these rocks and then sticks will block the overflow of water, which we don't need for rice plants. And once you take out the stick, like the water flows very well, and then it goes on towards the rice plants. So you can show them those natural things. You can show them in the classroom or in the ground, in the school ground, which they will understand, and they start creating similar kinds of objects or similar kinds of designs, uh, which comes in their mind, and then they create on their own. So this is how you can link your engineering part in the classroom or with the children. Now comes the art part. So art is helps for the creative mindset. And as we mentioned about STEM, where it doesn't have a, so it helps them to be critical, think critically, and then understand, why the art is so important. And it like it can they can become very active and self-guided, and it helps them to understand STEAM learning so well, because art is sensory exploration. Because art means when you touch color, different colors, like you paint, you mix colors, you spill the colors, you spray the colors, so many designs you can create on your own. So children love to feel the paint on their fingers and palms, and see colors change the way the paper looks. And I had done one workshop with teachers where I did not use any color, but I used a piece of cloth, and I use sun rays. Okay, and I taught them how you can imprint the object due to sun's ray. So this was one of the arts workshop that I did with the teachers, and it was so wonderful. You can also try at home. I'll tell you later on. I'll show you how it works. It's in Google also. You can see it, but like the way you do it, like it helps children understand. Okay, sun can have so, because we all know that sun rays have different colors, so that those colors can be seen on the piece of cloth. It doesn't work in paper, but it works in a cloth. So, and then when children grow, like in they include symbols in their art, and that represent real objects, events, and feelings. Now this means, they should be knowing, like what colors, the symbols of colors. Because when you talk about leaves, leaves are mostly green until and unless it is dry. When it is dried, the color is not there anymore. So you can see brown leaves. Okay, or the tree trunk is brown, or the sky is blue. Why the sky is blue? And all these colors have their own significance, and then children will learn from different objects and events and feelings. And then if they are happy, they may use very bright colors. If the child is very sick, or the children are very sick, or children are very sad, maybe they'll use dull colors like black, brown, purple, maybe. Yeah, because colors also represents feelings. I don't know how many of you have realized this. Because once when you are happy, you always tend to use bright colors. When you are not happy, maybe you'll use more dark colors. Okay, and then as I mentioned here in the last point, that they can express their feelings through colors, and that this is very very true. If you can try with your children, so their feelings are shown through the colors. So art will help children understand STEAM better. It helps to be them to be creative, and it brings out their sensory exploration, and they can always connect it with the different symbols, objects, events, and their feelings. And this is really interesting, not only to teach them but to observe them also, how art is helping them understand, their way of life in like every day, what is happening. And this art will bring out so many things in their life. It's not only about colors, the way they draw, the way they sketch, the way they use the pencils, and then later on they can splash with it with colors. So arts you can use in classroom to make the children understand how they are using the colors accordingly. Okay. Mm, okay. The last one is mathematics. So we all know that maths is number, operations, measurement, patterns, geometry, and spatial, or some say spatial, some say spatial sense. So there's a picture. We can use sticks. You don't have to buy very expensive materials to make them understand about mathematics. You can use stones, you can use sticks, you can use branches, twigs, um, and balls you can use. And there are so many things you can use to make them understand the numbers. So it is a measurement, as I said, like from birth until age 5, children explore everyday mathematics, like say, like more and less, which one is more. If you put, like a water in a glass, and then talk about more, and then less water, more water. So, and they will understand that, and they will understand shape. Is as I said, triangular, circle. We teach them, for the young children, we teach them very basic ones, and then as they move on towards the higher classes, maybe we'll talk about other shapes like cylindrical. The word is, because itself is very difficult to for the children to pronounce. So shape and size and sequencing, which one is taller, which one is shorter, which one is higher, which one is lower or lowest, highest, and the volume. The glass has full water, glass has half water, and the distance also. So how far is it from here to your house? Where do you live? How far is your house? Like 2 houses away, 4 houses away, next block. There are so many things you can, right and left, which one is the right one, which one is the left one, and front and back, how many steps that child should take to go to reach his house or to reach his classroom. So there are lots of very practical way of teaching maths to children. It does not have to be 1 to 100. So I hear many teachers saying, "Oh, I teach 1 to 100 to children." How the poor, that, like the poor child, how can that child learn 1 to 100 numbers from 1 to 100? It is not necessary. If you teach them 1 to 10 very well, the child can easily learn from 11 to 20, or 21 to 30, something like that. So children are using math, like the tool, as a tool, like every day. We are using every day. The best way to teach them is at home. If you are at home, like when you are setting up a table, how many members are there in the family? So ask the child to get 5 glasses, to, like if there are five, you ask the child to set up 5 glasses on the table. If there are 5 members, again, 5 plates. So the child will start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then easily they can easily understand. Okay, so there are 5 members in the family, so I have to have 5 plates or glasses, whatever. So one is, if father hasn't arrived or father is not at home, then that child will set up 4 tables. So, sorry, 4 plates or 4 glasses. So this is how you can teach them calculations. And the measurement, as I said, you can use the steps, you can use a hand, and the patterns, of course, the shapes and sizes. So which shape is that? So all these are can be taught to children to make them understand the STEAM discipline. So this is how we can use with children. And then if you can use these things to the children and make them understand how you are integrating STEAM in their daily learning, I think these children will learn very quickly and very smartly, and they can become very creative. Yeah, for today, this much only. Any questions you have? Do you have any question? I hope you've understood what I'm saying, what I said just now.
Yes, ma'am. Was clear.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello,
So
ma'am.
being a teacher, we can use different ways. Not necessary that you apply, like a very in the way that you are using every day. You can use you can have lots of ideas. Yes, ma'am. Someone is saying something.
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mariam, a preschool teacher. I just want to ask is like when teaching these preschool students,
Mm-hmm.
indirectly, most probably, when you explain, I just understood that indirectly, this is the kind of education that's happening within preschoolers because we
Mm-hmm.
also give them hands-on experience
Mm-hmm.
mainly where we go on field trips. Then we have these water days, color days, things like that. So I think from what you are telling us, we too applied indirectly, I think. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, that's very good, ma'am. Because as I said, like most of the teachers, like I mentioned in Nepal, most of the teachers don't take their children out of the classroom. Like it's not the way you are supposed to do that, because the
Correct.
children need to go out. Like they need to learn about the nature, because we always
But
talk about
here in
nature and
Sri
learning.
Lanka, we are lucky enough because we have places to take our students. And then when a
Mhm,
preschooler is taken to a place, like we have taken them to this golf face, Miss must be knowing about, ma'am. So
mhm.
for Children's Day also, people tend to be very helpful, kind,
Yeah.
and it's
Okay.
really nice. It's a good
Mhm.
experience for the children also.
Yes. That's really good, ma'am, and that is how you're going to teach the children, and then like, and they will learn by observing, by looking at you, and like how you are doing it. So by looking at others, and as I mentioned that most of the schools are on top of the hill, and the teachers are pretty scared to take the children out because they might fall. Like it's a space is quite small, because on a hill you don't have lots of spaces, and then they don't want to take the children out because they might fall, like, so they mostly keep the children inside the classroom and teach. Yes. Any new things that or new thing that you want to share, or you believe that okay, from tomorrow onwards I'll be applying this, because you have to give them something to like touch, something to feel. Yes, Angeli, ma'am. Vanessa.
Ma'am, I just have one question. So,
Yes.
you were talking about artificial intelligence. Uh,
Oh, yes.
I want to ask one thing. I mean, when
Mm-hmm.
we use artificial intelligence, does it
Mm-hmm.
take away our thinking, our creative thinking? Because it does that job for us. We
Mm-hmm.
don't sometimes, I mean, you even using those apps, we tend to not think, but get it done through AI. So, wouldn't that, I'm a bit confused as to how it's not contradicting with the creativeness and innovation while using artificial intelligence. If you can explain a bit.
Yeah, ma'am, because this artificial intelligence, I won't say controversy, but artificial intelligence has coming, like it's coming up in every field, and specifically, like in technology. And I have read recently, I have read Elon Musk, Elon Musk, okay? So I have read him saying that, like if we use artificial intelligence, we are replacing human beings, because you can create anything, you can do anything, because this is a revolution in digital world. Yes, how people live, work, and communicate. And then, like it has already, like started changing, and it's the only just getting started, as we all know that. But like people are so happy. For example, say, uh, if you are feeling very, like you are feeling very lazy, and then you don't I'll talk about chat gpt, okay? So if you're not to want if you don't want to write something, if you don't want to type, you are being very lazy, so you just speak, and then google will type, or the like, so it type whatever you speak, so you don't have to use your hands to type everything, so you just speak, and then it's there in front of you. You want to translate, it does it. So I even heard that because of AI, like you don't have to say anything, you don't have to touch anything, like it also reads the mind. Now, can you imagine if it starts reading your mind, what is in your mind? Maybe, this will be a big revolution in humankind. So artificial intelligence, like as we all know that it will make human beings very lazy, I would say. And of course, and then it will replace the capacity, the capabilities of human beings, because everything will be done by computer.
Now you want to go practical session. That means we give the 30 marks from the group assignments. Now I'll break to the groups. I'll give the 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, you have to do presentation. One or two can do the presentation about the today lesson, and one can do it in English, one can do it in Sinhala. Today we have to in the session sharp at 11, and then we have only 1 hour. Then now I'll break the groups. Shall we start from the Swari from your team? Room number 4. Then all of you have to switch on the camera. Then because I want to take the photograph, then we.
Anjali, I think Miss Anjali will explain in English. Miss Anjali, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let us begin with a quote. To develop a complete mind, study the science of art and study the art of science. Learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. This was said by Leonardo da Vinci. Now let us go back to understanding what STEAM is all about. STEAM is a comprehensive, multidisciplinary approach to education. It's an integration of science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics for STEM methodology. Students who participate in STEM think outside the box, feel safe to freely express innovative, creative ideas, comfortable with hands on learning, take ownership over their learning, work collaboratively with others, understand the ways of science, math, art, and technology, working with all together, become increasingly curious about the world around them, and feel empowered to change for the better. STEAM is about innovation, and innovation goes beyond creating the newest technologies. One of the most important factors in re- resolving today's most
Excuse
urgent
me,
issues
excuse me,
and
excuse me. Yeah,
yes, sir.
only the group members switch on the camera. Because otherwise, we can't find who are the group members.
One of the most important factors in resolving today's most urgent issues and guaranteeing a sustainable, healthy future is innovation. To guarantee that future generations have the abilities to continue and expand upon the innovative efforts. Expressing the power of STEAM in education. Now let us see how embracing the power of STEAM in education. STEAM education is becoming more popular as teachers, parents, and students realize how important it is to integrate the arts and science into the learning process. STEAM education encourages students' creativity, critical thinking, and invention by incorporating the arts into STEAM courses. It gives the kids the ability to prosper in a world that is changing continuously. Embracing the power of STEM. Educate professionals, parents, and students. Most embrace the synergy of the arts and science as STEM education gains traction in order to foster love of learning, promotes interdisciplinary collaboration. Sir, මට ඉතුරු ටික පේනුනේ නැහැ. Slides ඔක්කොම blank වුණා. I'm so sorry. Understanding STEM and how children use it.
Traction in order to foster love of
STEAM learning begins very early. STEAM is about showing an infant or a toddler flashcards, teaching equations, or anything for that matter, even shapes and colors, etc. It is hands-on things that children do every day. It includes examining shapes, building houses from boxes, like cardboard boxes or bits and pieces of cardboard, or playing kitchen with play-type utensils, pouring liquids, filling and emptying contents from canisters.
Okay, sorry, තව කවරත් සිංහලෙන් කරනවද?
Mixing and creating new colors, mixing and creating new colors, and exploring different sizes and shapes.
Thanks. Sorry, sir, is there anyone to do in Sinhala?
Yes, sir.
Ask to start quickly.
සිංහලෙන් කවුද කරන්නේ? මේ I forgot the name. හරි. Okay, okay, okay.
සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් සියලු දෙනාටම. නාඩෝ ඩාවින්චි කියලා තියෙනවා අපේ මනස සංවර්ධනය කරගන්න ක්‍රමයක් විදිහට ඒ කියන්නේ විද්‍යාවෙන් කලාව ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් කලාවෙන් විද්‍යාව ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. එතකොට එකෙන් අපිට හැමදේම ඒ කියන්නේ එකතු කරගෙන ඉස්සරහට යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා තමයි කියලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් මම කතා කරන්න STEM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයේ තියෙන වාසි මොනවද කියලා. එතකොට STEM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයෙන් ලැබෙන වාසි විදිහට අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් දරුවෙක් එක සීමාවකට රාමු කරන්නේ නැතුව එයාව ඒ සීමාවෙන් ඔබට ගිහිල්ලා කොහොමද එයාලගේ දැනුම වර්ධනය කරගන්නේ කියන එක. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මම කිව්වොත් අපි කියමුකෝ මේක පාන් කියලා. එක පාන් රාත්තලක් විදිහට ළමයට දුන්නොත් එතකොට ළමයා දැනගන්න ඕනේ ඒ පාන් එක කොහොමද එක්ක ජෑම් එක දාලා කනවද නැත්නම් හොදිත් එක කනවද එක්ක නැත්නම් නිකන් ටොස් කරලා කනවද එන්න ඒක ළමයා තීරණය කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි කරන්නේ ළමයාට ඒ කියන්නේ වැඩිපුර දැනුම කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලන් වර්ධනය කරගන්න ඕනේ කියන එක කියන්නේ මාර්ගය පෙන්නලා දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට අවශ්‍ය සම්පත් ඔක්කොම යන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ දැනුම ඒ කියන්නේ දැනුම කරා ඒගොල්ලන්ට යන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ඊළඟට STEM education එක නිසා ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපේ ගොඩක් ටෙක්නොලොජි එක ඒ කියන්නේ අපි තාක්ෂණය යොදාගෙන වැඩ කටයුතු ටික කරනවා. ඒ වැඩ කටයුතු අපි පහසුවෙන් කරගන්න තමයි හැම කෙනෙක්ම කැමති. මොකද කිව්වොත් අමාරුවෙන් වැඩ කරගන්න කවුරුත් කැමති නැහැ. ඒක නිසා අපිට වාසියක් වෙනවා වගේම තමයි අවාසියක් වෙන්නේ. අනිත් එක තමයි ගොඩක් ලෙඩ රෝග වලට අපි ගොදුරු වෙනවා. අර මෑම් කිව්වා වගේ පිළිකා රෝග තත්ත්ව වලටත් අපි ගොඩාක් නිරන්තරයෙන්ම ඒකට ගොදුරු වෙනවා. මොකද කිව්වොත් අර ශනික අපි කැම බීම කනවා බොනවා. මොකද කිව්වොත් අපේ අර කාර්ය බහුලත්වය නිසා අපි මොකද කිව්වොත් කාලය ඉතුරු කරගන්න ඕන නිසා අපි ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට නැඹුරු වෙනවා. එතකොට
හරි අපි ඊළඟ කණ්ඩායමට ගමු. ගුරු කරා මේ අපේ මේ පෙරපත් සන්තිමිස් ඉන්නවා. අසන්තිමිස් මට උදව් කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද වෙලාව නවත්ත ගන්න නැත්නම් අපිට වෙලාව කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගන්න බැරි වෙයි. මේ හැමෝටම අසන්තිමිස් විනාඩි 8ක් වගේ දුන්නම ඇතිනේ නේද? හරි. සුගන්ධිත් මට පොඩ්ඩක් පුළුවන් නම් උදව් කරන්න. අසන්තිමිස් ඉන්නවා. විනාඩි 8න් ඉවර කරන්න. හරි. ඊළඟ ගෲප් එක ගෲප් නම්බර් 1.
Number 2.
අසන්ත මිස් පුළුවන් නම් මට පොඩ්ඩක් උදව් කරන්න අපි විනාඩි 8ක් ගන්න. හරි. group 1 එකේ විතරක් කැමරා on
group
කරන්න.
number 1
group 1 එකේ විතරක් කැමරා on
1 එකේ කට්ටිය ඉක්මනට join ඉක්මනට වීඩියෝ එක on කරගන්න 1 එකේ කට්ටිය ඉක්මනට කැමරා එක on කරගන්න දෙකී
හරි. Shall I start me?
Yeah, you can start. Yeah.
හරි දෙකී ඔයා පටන් ගන්න වැඩි කාලයක් නැහැ අපිට දෙකී පටන් ගන්න ඊට පස්සේ මම ඔව්
හරි. අද අපි STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමය ගැන හැඳින්වීමට අවතීර්ණ වුණේ ලිනාඩෝ ඩා වින්චි කියන මහා කලාකරුවාණන්ගේ දර්ශනයක් එක්ක. ඒ කියන්නේ එතුමා පවසලා තියෙන සම්පූර්ණ මනසක් හදන්න විද්‍යාවේ තියෙන කලාවත් කලාවේ තියෙන විද්‍යාවත් අපි අත්හදා බැලිය යුතුයි කියලා. ඒ වගේම මේක ඉතාමත් අවබෝධාත්මක ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රමයක් බවට ඒ කොටසේදී අපිට තේරුම් ගියා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කතා වුණා ඇයි අපි STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමවේදය යොදාගත යුත්තේ කියලා. ඒ තමයි ඒකට හේතු වශයෙන් දැක්ුවේ අපේ දැන් පෘථිවියේ පැවැත්ම රඳා පවතින්නේ අපි යොදා ගන්න විකල්ප අපි අපේ මේ ලෝකයට අපි යොදා ගන්න උපකාරකයන් නිසා ඒ උපකාරකයන් ඒ විකල්පයන් සොයා ගැනීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් ශිෂ්‍යයන් අපි නිරන්තරයෙන්ම පුහුණු කරන්න ඕනේ. මොකද නිරන්තරයෙන්ම වෙනස් වෙන ශ්‍රම බලකායක් හැදෙනවා මේ අපි පෘථිවි තලයේ සොයාගන්න මේ විකල්ප අවස්ථාවන් නිසා. ඒ නිසා මේ ශ්‍රම බලකාය නිරන්තරයෙන්ම වෙනස් වෙන නිසා ඒක සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා ශිෂ්‍යයන්ගේ ඉගෙනුම් රටාවට ඉතාමත් තුලනාත්මක ක්‍රමවේදයක් ලෙස. ඒ වගේම තමයි ඊට පස්සේ අපි කතා වුණා මේ STEAM এডুকেෂන් එකේ වාසි මේ තුලින් මේ දරුවෙක්ට විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දරුවෙක් පුරුදු වෙලා ඉන්න මේ රාමුවෙන් පිටත බලන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තමයි Tamanගේ අදහස් බය නැතුව ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න සහ නවෝත්පාදන බය නැතුව ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න දරුවෙක් පැකිලෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ තියෙනවා අත්දැකීම් මත ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රම අත්හදා බලන්න නිරන්තරයෙන්ම දරුවෙක් පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තමයි Taman ඉගෙනගත්ත දේ මත Tamanගේම දෙයක් ගොඩනගා ගන්න මේ ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රමය උපකාරී වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තමයි අනික් විශේෂ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨයන් අනිකුත් අය හා සමග අනික් Tamanගේ සම්බන්ධ සියලු දෙනා සමග සහයෝගයෙන් කටයුතු කරන්න දරුවෙක් නිරන්තරයෙන්ම පුරුදු වෙනවා මේ ක්‍රමවේදය තුලින්. ඒ වගේම විද්‍යාව, ගණිතය, කලාව, තාක්ෂණය යන මේ සියලුම අංශ සංයෝග කරගත් දැනුම් පද්ධතියක් දරුවෙක් බිහි වෙනවා සහ ඒ තුලින් අත්දැකීම් ලබා ගන්නට සමත් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයේ තුලින් ලෝකයේ පිළිබඳ නිරන්තරයෙන්ම ලෝකයේ සිදුවෙන සෑම දෙයක්ම පිළිබඳ නිරන්තරයෙන් කුතුහලයක් තියෙන දරුවෙක් බිහි වෙනවා. මේ තියෙන කුතුහලය නිසාම ලෝකයේ නවතාවයකට පත් කරන්න මේ දරුවන්ට පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයේ කියන්නේම නව නිපැයුම් වගේම ඒ තුලින් නිරන්තරයෙන්ම තාක්ෂණය වෙනස් වීම. ඒ වගේම වර්තමානයේ මුහුණ දෙන සියලුම ගැටලු වලට විසඳුම් සොයා ගැනීමෙන් අනාගතය සුරක්ෂිත කරන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රමවේදයක් විදිහට මේ STEAM අධ්‍යාපනය ක්‍රමය හඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම මේ STEAM අධ්‍යාපනය ක්‍රමය බොහෝ දුරට වැළඳගෙන තියෙනවා මේ ලෝකේ දැන් බලාගෙන එද්දී විශේෂයෙන්ම දෙමව්පියන් ගුරුවරුන් සිසු දරුදරියන් මේ හැමෝම මේ STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමය ඉතාමත් වැදගත් බව දැනගෙන ඒක නිරන්තරයෙන්ම පාවිච්චි කරන්නට දැන් ප්‍රවණතාවයක් දක්වනවා. Miss, now can you explain in English after this?
හරි Dilki, okay, Dilki. Thank you, Dilki. Sir, අපේ ටීම් එකේ අනිත් කඩේට network issue එකක් තියෙන නිසා thank you Dilki. මම ඉංග්‍රීසි එකෙන් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ්ස් ටික විතරක් පොඩ්ඩක් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න මොකද අපිට මේ කණ්ඩායමට ලකුණු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙන නිසා I'll explain that in English in very briefly, sir, because others having a network issue. So she spoke about the benefits and how we embrace the STEAM and the STEM education. Now, S stands for science. Children are naturally scientists. You know, they try to figure out how the world works by energetic. They use the energy series to step called scientific method. Now, like science, children learn from others. They go outside. We have, like Nishit said, we can't keep them inside. We can't isolate the child. We'll have to provide opportunity for the child to go out and observe. Let them do the experiment. Why this plant is growing? Why the clouds are dark? Why the sun is shining? Then we can teach them why the leaves are green, why it's dried during autumn, it's winter, snow falling. I'm sorry. So everything will provide opportunity to learn science. They observe everything. Even like she said, even we are not scientists, we know some scientific facts, how people contribute the science, right? When the dog walks in the sand, in the sea sand, we say this is the scientific method of it. Even we are not unaware about the gravity, we indirectly we know how the Newton create this gravity. So science is a simple method that will develop the child cognitive plus the exploration. They try to explore, they try to do lots of experiments. That will definitely give an impact for the child future and their mind. And with hands-on experience, like we should say before, even science, like I said, floating, sinking, everything can be involved in yes. So I'll give a brief explanation. I will not go with like detailed explanation since we don't have time. Technology is any type of man-made object. Man-made object, that is not artificial intelligence. Even artificial intelligence is made by man, but we call it artificial. They give answers. It's, for example, pulleys, scissors, and she said these levers. Everything is man-made. This is the main reason why we consider technology is important, because they develop their cognitive. According to Jean Piaget, you all know he's speaking about cognitive theory, how this cognitive intellectual thinker is very, very important. Critical thinker, intellectual thinker. So simple technology allows children to helps to accomplish their task, whatever the task that we are setting. So they will accomplish, they know how to complete that. So they ask questions, how to do this, why are we using this rake, why are we using this manatee, why are we using these pulleys and scissors. We know as early childhood educators, we use scissors.
Thank you Fatima. Thank you. ඔයා හොඳට කරා. හරි. අපි group number 2. Group number 2.
අපිට අපිට මේ මෑම් කියලා දුන්නේ ඇත්තටම මේ STEM අධ්‍යාපනය කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා අපිට ඊයේ දවසේ පුරාම කියලා දුන්නා. ඒක අපි අදත් ඉගෙන ගත්ත එක ගැන. එතකොට මේ STEM education එක යටතේ ඇයි අපි STEM කරන්නේ? මොකක්ද? ඇත්තටම අපි STEM කරන්නේ මේ අනාගතයේ මිනිස්සු මේ ලෝකෙට කොයි විදිහටද උපකාර කරන්නේ? කොහොමද? මේ STEM එක use කරලා අලුත් විසඳුම් හොයාගෙන අපි දරුවන් තුලින් තමයි අපි ඒ දේ දරුවන්ට ඒක උගන්වන. ඒ තුලින් අපි අනාගතේ යම් දෙයක් කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ සිසුන්ට නිරන්තරයෙන්ම මේවා කරන්න කලින් ඒගොල්ලන් වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මේ වෙනස් වීමට අපි සූදානම් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ සූදානම් වීම excuse me ඒ සූදානම් වීම තුලින් අපි ඇත්තටම මේ දරුවන්ගේ මේ වෙනස් වීම අපි පුරුදු කරගත්තොත් මේ දරුවා අනාගතයේ පෞරුෂත්වයක් ඇතුව විවිධ නිර්මාණ වලට මඟ පෙන්වීමක් කිරීමට හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒක තමයි ඇත්තටම අපි STEM education එක කරන්නේ. කොහොමද මේකට ළමයා engage වෙන්නේ? කොහොමද ඒකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ? එයි අපි මේ education එකෙන් මොකද්ද කෙරෙන්නේ කියන එක තමයි අපි මෙතන කතා කරන්නේ. ඊළඟට මේ STEM education එකෙන් අපිට තියෙන benefits. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට තියෙන වාසි. මොනවද කියන්නේ? මේ education එකේ සාමූහිකයි අපි. ඒ ළමයා හැමදාම ඉන්න ළමයෙන් අපි එළියට ගන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපි සාමාන්‍ය ගෙදර වතුර මම කරන්නේ වතුර ටික දාලා පුතා යන්න කියලා. හැබැයි අපි යන්නේ ඔයාගේ අතින් වැටුනොත් ඔයා ඊළඟට කරන්නේ. ඒක අපි යන්න ඕනේ හිතන්න. දැන් හිත තමයි මේ STEM education එක අපිට දීලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට එයා out of the box එයා think කරන්නේ අර හැමදාම ඉන්න රාමුවේ පිට. ඊළඟට එයා මෙහෙම කරලා press කරනවා. හැංගී. වලින් එයාගේ එයාගේ sound එකෙන් එයාට පුළුවන් STEM education එක කරලා ඒකත් එක වාසියක්. ඇත්තටම අද සෞන්දර්යය හැම දෙයකටම ඇතුළත් වුණාම ඒකෙන් ලස්සන වෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්ත education එකේ එක වාසියක්. සෞන්දර්ය ගුණ කිරීම ඒක දරුවන්ටත් සම්බන්ධ වෙන ඕනම කෙනෙක්ට ඒක ලොකු වාසියක් වෙනවා මම හිතනවා. මේ කතාවේ අනිත් එක තමන් වැඩක් කරන විට දැන් ඒක අපි දරුවෙක්ට යමක් අපි කරන්න දෙනවා. එයාට බිල්ඩින් බොක්ස් දීලා අපි කියනවා එයාට හදන්න බිල්ඩින්.
Excuse me, time up. Next member, please.
Okay.
I'll start with the quotation by Da Vinci. To develop a complete mind, study the science of art, and study the science of science. Learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. So first, we learned about why STEAM was important. Number one is that the future of our kids rely on new solutions to help people and the planet. Number two, prepare students for the ever-changing workforce for the 21st century. And number three is that it engages students in the learning because it uses all sensory organs. And then we discussed about the benefits of STEAM. There were 7 benefits given. First, that the children will learn to think out of the box. 2, to feel safe and to express innovative and creative ideas. 3, to feel comfortable to do hands-on learning. And also they will take ownership of their learning. Next is that working in collaboration with others. Next, understand the ways that science, maths, art, technology work together. And finally, the children become increasingly curious about the world around them and feel empowered to change it for the better. Then we learned that embracing the power of STEAM education was becoming extremely popular as teachers, parents, students realized how important it is to integrate the arts and the science into the learning process. STEAM encourages students' creativity, critical thinking, and inventions by incorporating the arts into the STEM courses. It gives students the abilities required to prosper in a world that is changing quickly. And education professionals, parents, and students must embrace the synergy of arts and science incorporated together with STEM.
All right, thank you. Group number 3. Group number 3.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Nogla Patangan.
Yeah. Why is STEM education? Ma'am, explain about that. Our future relies on new solutions to help people and planet. It prepares students for an ever-changing workforce. It engages students in the learning process. Then again, ma'am explained us about the benefits of education, STEM education. Students who participate in STEAM learning are thinking outside the box. They will think beyond what they learn. Then again, feel safe to express innovative ideas. Then feel comfortable hands-on learning. Take ownership over their learning. Work collaboratively with others. Understand the way the science, maths, arts, technology work together. Each and every child, ma'am said that each and every child has their own way of learning styles. She explained that. Then again, becomes increasingly curious about the world around them and feel empowered to change it for the betterment. Then ma'am explained about her leisure time, that means hobby. She spoke about the passion. When we do our hobby, we will become more curious. Then next in our teams, we are planning to discuss, talk about each and every letter. Yeah. Uh, Chaturi. Huh?
Yes, thank you.
Kevina, no?
Chaturi. Chaturi has to talk.
Chaturi. Yeah, Chaturi.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I want to tell about a famous, valuable, and strong character of Western art, that is Leonardo da Vinci. One day he has said that everything has connected to everything. So we can use this theory to STEM also. If we take STEM, already we know STEM means science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So there is a combination, and we have to use this combination to our students also. As teachers, our main goal and main gain is to improve our students according to the changing world. So if we use this STEM theory to our students, we can gain their knowledge and we can arrange their minds according to the as critical thinkers, and we can improve their creativity as well as we can improve their teamwork, and we can change them, and we can gain their knowledge according to the changing world. So because children are our future, so we have to train them and we have to teach them how to live according to the changing world. So STEM is a very valuable and famous theory that we can increase and we can improve their knowledge. So thank you, and I will give a chance to my next team member.
So I will tell how children will learn science. Children are anyway, we need to know that children are anyway natural scientists, because they try to always figure out how things work around them, and they learn things from adults as well as children around them. So, and also they ask questions to learn things what they see. So taking them out to the environment so that they feel whether it's windy or hot during the day and all these things, and then they can touch and feel things around them, whether the leaf is green and whether the flowers are in different colors. Yeah, so it's mainly we need to take them out and then let them learn by themselves. And it's
Are you all done, ma'am?
no, next one is
I will talk about the art side. So incorporating the A to STEM brings a personal expression. So then, which is to discover a critical mindset for critical thinking. So to be unique, to work under sensory exploration, such as like using the paint, crafting, using objects. All these things are going to make the child be more unique and to create something in with an individual personality in a different way. Also, adding that A to STEM, they have a lot of way of expressing their self. So they express in a way like, you know, their expressions will come out in a way which is like it's individual, it's different one to another. So adding the A to STEM, that brings a different big difference to that education. So I'll give up to the other person. Nabi?
Okay, I'm going to talk about maths. So first, in STEAM, it's M stands for mathematics. First, math forms the foundation of STEAM subjects. A strong mathematical base is essential for understanding and excelling in their respective discipline. Math helps children identify numbers, shapes, and everyday, which is more like everyday things around our life. It also improves critical thinking for children. It encourages creativity and invokes thoughts. Maths also helps kids to develop a knack for life skills. It helps them adapt to any numerical challenges they may encounter. Thank you.
Are you all done, ma'am?
Yes.
Can we
Shall we go to the name? Is there anyone to do?
Yes, I'm going to talk about the engineering part of STEAM. Embracing STEAM engineering activities develop a wide range of skills, including problem solving, critical thinking, curiosity, and preschoolers love building or stacking objects. And providing kids with challenging engineering activities can also foster innovation, thinking skills through hands-on experience that bridge the gap between theory and practice. So some of the activities that Sachitra ma'am discussed was building with boxes and sand, taking them to the beach and building castles with sand and using shapes to build things, and that's all. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. ඒකේ හොඳ collaboration එකක් තිබුණා හැමෝම ලොකු දායකත්වයක් තිබුණා. ඒක ගොඩක් වටිනවා.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
මට හොඳම දැනට හොඳම එක තෝරන්නේ කොහොමද? ඔයගලන්ට තමයි මම කියන්නේ. හරි, group 5.
Thank you, sir.
Group 5. Group 5.
Yes, first the madam spoke about the how the connection between the 7 principles, like if you say learning and apply and how it interact each other and how the children learn from those things. And also she told about how children use it in the environment. Example, if you say it's in the classroom environment, if it is a shape, how the child learns from the shape. And in the kitchen, when the child is playing in the kitchen area, how the child will be learning the step. And also clothing and material items, how the child been using it, and all these things, how child will learn in normal environment by using the step. And also the child have a lot of benefits in that. Example, say the child start to think out of the box. So if the child knows how to use the STEAM, so the child will know how to solve problems. And they work together, work collaborate. And they will be very comfortable and they'll learn more things about it. And also she told about this team, especially what it stands for, especially when you take S stands for science. So how child will be learning the STEAM from science. Science means if you take when it's the sun full moon day, when the sun sees, when the child sees the moon, so the child will know why it's so bright today. So they are learning about the science. And the technology, what the technology, T stand for technology. So how child will be learning through that, especially when basic things like in the classroom environment, you can systems, wheels, ramps, and all these kind of tools to learn about technology. And engineering, how do you the child can learn in an environment is how they do building, like take building blocks. When they play building blocks, they are learning the engineering system and the designing and the craft when they are doing it. And the art, how do they learn? It's by using mixing of colors. When they spray the color, when they mix the color, when they paint, so they are learning about arts, the creativeness. And mathematical concept, they will learn about the patterns, the geometrics, and all the measurement, everything they are learning in the classroom environment. And also she told about, it's not about what we tell the children to do this and that. It's about when we are giving a box, just if we are giving a box, so cardboard box, one child might tear it, one child might be painting it, one child might be crushing it. So the child innovation is coming out. So we should not teach this and that, but we are giving the item to the child. Let the child's creation and creativeness come out through that. That is what actual STEAM works through a kid.
ඒ group එකේ තව කවුරුත් කරන්න ඉන්නවද නැත්නම් එච්චරද? Group එක්කෙනාද කරන්නේ group එකේ? හරි, එහෙනම් group number 6. Group number 6. Group number 6.
Zahra, you're muted. Group 6, Zahra, you're muted.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Actually, we started the lesson today with a quote of Leonardo da Vinci. That is to develop complete mind. Now, why STEAM learning is important? Our future relies on new solution to help planet. Means now we teach to the STEAM learning children to help others. For example, when we give stack toys to play, a group, they are playing a group. After they play, what they learn is like after playing we have to stack up the things. So where all the children they will get together and stack up the things on a pair. So that teaching makes them good fathers and a teamwork. They are learning teamwork. And also, if we talk about the planet, so we are going to environment. So teacher will apply the STEM and will teach us to explain why shouldn't we should not or a flower because it makes the place untidy. So the child learns how to protect the environment. STEAM is like science and technology is there and language. We can talk of parts of the plant, art. The art like art of growing. So we have taken this many steps to map and we have to take them. So the art manipulates there and the math we go with the counting also. So this makes the environment ENB studies with the solution like solution to keep the environment. And also thinking apart from what they are learning. It's like, for an example, if we give them a toy, especially a car, they try to remove the parts from that. So they want to innovate a new thing. Or how this works and how this wheel is working. So why the wheels are there? How many wheels are there? There are also the steam. Steam take a great and feel comfortable.
ඒකේ ඒ ගෲප් එකේ තව කවුරුත් කරනවද? එයා විතරද කරන්නේ? තව කවුරුත් කරනවද ගෲප් එකේ? ගෲප් එකේ තව කවුරුත් කරනවද?
Sir, Sinhalen කරනවා කමක් නැද්ද?
ඔව් කමන්න ඉක්මනට කරන්න.
On behalf of Group 6, I'll be representing it in Sinhala, that is the plain Sinhala, not in high terms. So far, හැම කෙනාම දැන් කතා කරපු ඉඳන් මම කෙටියෙන් කියන්නම්. මේ වචන STEAM කියන වචන අකුරු හතරෙන් හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. එකක් ඇවිල්ලා විද්‍යාව, තාක්ෂණික, එන්ජිනියරිං, කලාව, and ගණිතය. ඒ අකුරු හතර තමයි අද අපිට මෑන් උගන්වලා දුන්නේ. ඒක ඇවිල්ලා ඉලැබරේට් කරේ. මේ ඒ කියන්නේ ළමයි ඇවිල්ලා පෙර පාසල් ළමයි කියලා ගත්තොත් පෙර පාසල් ළමයි ඇවිල්ලා හරි සුන්දරයි. ඒගොල්ලෝ හරි කැමති ගොඩක් පොත් වැරට නෙමෙයි. ඒගොල්ලන් කැමති අර දේවල් අල්ලලා දේව පොඩක් අහගෙන අපේ විස්තර උනත් වැඩි විස්තර අහන්නේ ළමයි තමයි. ඒ හින්දා මේ දැන් අපි ළමයිට උගන්වනකොට මේක ගණන්, මේක විද්‍යාව, මේක තාක්ෂණ එහෙම කියලා වෙනස් කරන්නේ නැතුව එක සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒ සබ්ජෙක්ට් තුල මේ ඔක්කොම වැඳිලා තියෙනවා කියලා අපි ළමයිට ඒ නිකන් නැචරලි කියලා දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් STEAM එකේ පළවෙනි අකුර ඇවිල්ලා S විද්‍යාව. ඒතකොට ළමයි ඇවිල්ලා ඕනම ළමයෙක්ට අපේ ඇඟේ මොන හරි තුවාලයක් තිබ්බොත් ඒගොල්ලන්ට දන්නවා ඒක පිය දාන්න ඕනේ, වතුර දාන්න ඕනේ. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ සයන්ටිස්ට් ડોක්ටර්ස්ලා වගේ තමයි. ඉතින් ඒවා අපි ඇප්‍රීෂিয়েට් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟ අකුර ඇවිල්ලා ටෙක්නොලොජි, තාක්ෂණික. දැන් මේ දැන් යන සිස්ටම් එකට විදියට දැන් ළමයි ඇවිල්ලා ටෙක්නොලොජි නැතුව අපිට කිසිම දෙයක් කරන්න බෑ. ඕනම නෝට් එකක් වුණත් ළමයි WhatsApp එකේදීම බලනවා. පික්චර්ස් උනත් බලනවා. ඒ හින්දා ඒ විදිහට අපි ළමයිව ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට උදව් කරනවා. ඊළඟ එන්ජිනියරින්. අපි ළමයිට ඇවිල්ලා හැම දෙයක්ම කඩින් අරන් දෙන්න උගන්වන්න හොඳ නැහැ. අපි ඇවිල්ලා කාඩ්බෝඩ්, පේපර්, කතුරු, ගම් ඒ වගේ දේවල් පොඩක් ළමයිගේ ජීවිතේ හැමදාම ජීවිතේ තියාගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන් එක එක දේවල් ඒගොල්ලන් කැමති විදිහට හදලා බලයි. අපිට අලුත් දේවල් හදලා පෙන්නනවා. ඊළඟ ඇවිල්ලා ආර්ට්ස්. ආර්ට්ස් වලින් අපි ළමයිට කියන්න ඕනේ රතු ගන්න, කොළ ගන්න, කහ ගන්න. එහෙම බයි ෆෝස් කරන්නේ නැතුව ළමයිට පින්තූරයක් දීලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ කැමැත්තෙන් පාට කරලා ඒගොල්ලන් එක්ස්ප්ලෝර් කරන්න අරින්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟ අන්තිම එක ඇවිල්ලා ගණිතය. ගණිතය ඇවිල්ලා මේ අපි ප්ලස් මයිනස් ඒ කියන්නේ සිම්බල්ස් ටික උගන්වන්න නැතුව කවුන්ට් කරන්න මේ ඒ වගේ දැන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට මල්ටිප්ලයි කරන්න ඩිවයිඩ් කරන්න ඒවා අපි කරන්න ඕනේ නැචරල් දේවල් වලින්. ඒක කමක් නැද්ද ඇතිද සර්?
මම හතර හතරකටම තමයි ඇද්ද කියලා හරි group හොඳයි group 7
සුගන්ති මිස් කියන්න.
Yeah, ma'am Fasmina Gauss English කරා.
පස්මිනාට සිග්නල් නැහැ කියලා මැසේජ් එකක් කරලා තිබුණා. දැන් ඇවිල්ලාද පස්මිනා?
ඉන්නවා. කැමරා එක ඔන් කරගන්නවද group 7 එකේ කට්ටිය?
Okay, sir. Actually, I'm really learn a lot today. STEAM education. When we talk about STEAM education, actually it is improving the power of education in children, especially in children. And also STEAM education is becoming more popular as teachers, parents, and students realize how important it is, integrated through arts and science into the learning processes. Actually, this is connected with, I think, competency. Competency included with knowledge, skills, and knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Actually, children learn a lot. When knowledge means what they learn, they see. Okay. And then they learn in different, that means there are so many skills according to depends on skills. They learn a lot. Like that, skills are activities, what they do and how they process everything. And another thing, when we talk about STEAM, technology nowadays is very popular for children because they are very familiar with this technology, gadgets and those things. Actually, we don't know anything, but the children knows very most things about that. They know how to how to cooperate and operate. Even like how ma'am say, technology gives knowledge as well as spoil the children too. So we have to be very protective in that. Another thing I can tell you, it gives kinds of ability and required to proper in world that is changed quickly. When we talk about the children, we can talk a lot. And also likewise now, when we think about science, so in science, we can give the presentation like giving the introduction of the solar system. In that, the natural science we can give children. So normally, now AMI method is along, it's included with the 5 sense organs. So when we think about the STEAM education also, I think that also similar to this education. Actually, we can go, if this is STEAM education is very best to give the children, even not into the, it is not depend on their ages, from small to big. We can actually refer this STEAM education in future.
Is there anyone? තවකරත් ඉන්නවද?
Yeah, සිංහලෙන් කරන්න ma'am ලක්මාලි and Shazara.
ලක්මාලිනි. හරි, okay. සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්. STEAM කියන්නේ අකුරු පහකින් හැදලා තියෙන එකක්. STEM STEAM. එතකොට S කියන්නේ science, T කියන්නේ technology, E කියන්නේ engineering, A කියන්නේ art, M කියන්නේ mathematics. මේ සියලු දෙකම අන්තර්ගතය තමයි අපි STEAM කියලා හඳුන්වන්නේ. එතකොට S අකුරෙන් කියන්නේ science. දරුවෙක් ස්වභාවයෙන්ම විද්‍යාඥයෙක් හා සමානයි. ඇයිද කිව්වොත් සෑම විටම දරුවා ප්‍රශ්න අසයි. කින්ද මන්ද කුමක්ද යනාදී ප්‍රශ්න අසයි. ඒ නිසා දරුවා සෑම විටම විද්‍යාඥයෙක් වගේ අපිට හිතන්න පුළුවන්. T කියන්නේ ටෙක්නොලොජි. දරුවන්ට සාමාන්‍ය තාක්ෂණයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ටූල්ස් එකක් භාවිතා කරලා කොහොමද අපි කරන්නේ කියන එක උගන්වන්න ඕනේ. ඉන්ජිනියරින් විදිහට අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් දරුවෙක්ට අවබෝධ මොනවාද කොහොමද අවබෝධ කරගන්නේ වැඩක් කොහොමද කරන්නේ අමුද්‍රව්‍යයක් කොහොමද දැන් මේ අපි දුන්නම යම් දෙයක් මේ දෙකෙන් කෝකල තෝර ගන්න ඕනේ යනාදී අපිට ඉංජිනේරුවෙක්ගෙන් කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. නිර්මාණශීලී හැකියාව.
හරි අන්තිම ගෲප් එක ගෲප් 8
දරුවෙක් තමාගේ නිර්මාණ අපිට හරිද?
හරි group 8 ඉන්නද නැත්නම් එච්චරද? හරි මම වෙලාව පරක්ක වෙච්ච නිසා මම අසිත මුල්ලම සංගදනේ නිලධාරී අසිත මහත්මියට කතා කරනවා මේ කරපු ටිකේ මේගොල්ලන්ගේ ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම ටිකේ කෙටි සාරාංශයක් කරන්න කියලා. අසිත සමරපාලි මිස් පුළුවන්ද? අසිත මිස් අධ්‍යක්ෂකතුමා හිටියා අධ්‍යක්ෂකතුමා ඉන්න මම අධ්‍යක්ෂකතුමාට ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා වචන දෙකක් හරි මේගොල්ලන්ගේ ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම වල සාරාංශයක් කරන්න. මගේ පැත්තෙන් මම කිව්වොත් මම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට බොහොම අගය කරනවා ගෲප් 3 එක. ගෲප් 3 එකේ හැමෝගෙම දායකත්වයේ තිබුණා. ඒක ගොඩක් වටිනවා. ඊළඟට මෙතනදී මම ගොඩක් බලාපොරොත්තු වුණේ මගේ පැත්ත මම හිතුවේ අර සචිත මෑම්ගේ ස්ලයිඩ්ස් 10ක් කරා නම් එක ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ තිබුණේ මොනවද කියලා පොයින්ට්ස් විදිහට හරි හයිලයිට් කරනවා. ඒක ගොඩක් වටිනවා. ඒ නිකන් මගේ අදහසක් විතරයි. අසිත මිස් පුළුවන් ද කතා කරන්න වචන? මොකද මම අසිත මිස්ලා මුල්ලම නිලධාරීන් ටිකටත් හවුල් කරගන්න ඕගලන්ට ලකුණු දෙන්න. අසිත මිස් පුළුවන් ද කතා කරන්න වචනයක්? අසිත මිස්
නම් මේ වෙලාවේ මං හිතන්නේ නැද්ද දන්නේ නැහැ. මම මුල්ලමාවිය නිලධාරී අංජලා පෙරේරා. මම පොඩි අදහසක් දෙන්නම් මේ අසිත මිස් නැති නිසා. ඇත්තෙන්ම ටීචර්ස්ලා අද වටහා ගැනීම හොඳයි හැමෝගෙම වගේ. ඒකම අර සර් කිව්වා වගේ ගෲප් 3 එකේ හොඳ සහයෝගීතාවයක් තිබුණා. කට්ටිය මේ දේ බෙදාගෙන ලස්සනට ඒ දේ කරලා තිබුණා. ඒකම අනිත් ගෲප්ස් ගත්තොත් ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙත් ඒ අවශ්‍ය කරන දැනුම ඒගොල්ලෝ අරගෙන තිබ්බා. අවශ්‍ය කරන පොයින්ට්ස් ටික අර ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් ගලපා ගැනීමේදී යම් තැන්වල වෙනස්කම් තිබුණා. ඒත් ඊට වඩා ගොඩාක් සාර්ථකයි අද දවස ගත්තොත්. ඊයේ ගොඩක් අයට ෆස්ට් ඩේ නිසා වෙන්න ඇති සමහර තැන්වල ගැටලු ඇති වුණා. රූම්ස් ප්‍රශ්න එහෙම ඒ වගේ ගැටලු ඇති වුණා. අද දිනේ නම් හැමෝම සාර්ථකයි කියලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. විශේෂයෙන්ම අර ගෲප් 3 එක ගත්තොත් ඒක අති සාර්ථකයි. ඇත්තෙන්ම ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ වැඩේ හොඳටම කරා. ලෙසන් එක ගැන අද ගත්තොත් ඒක තමයි මට සාරාංශයක් විදියට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
හරි බොහොම ස්තුතියි. අපි ඉවර කරන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා group 3 එකේ කට්ටිය පොඩ්ඩක් කැමරා ඔන් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? group 3 එකේ කට්ටිය. හරි. ඔන්න ඔයගලන්ට අද ක්‍රෙඩිට් එක හම්බුණා. බොහොම හොඳයි. හරි. කට්ටියම හොඳට ඒක කරා. හරි.
Thank you sir. Thank you sir.
හරි එහෙනම් සුබ රාත්‍රියක් සියලු දෙනාටම. ඔයගලන්ට මොකද කියන්න නැත්නම් අපි මෙතනින් නතර වෙමු.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you very